everyone, my name is Lipsa Jana. Today I am present over here to give you a presentation on learning and its theories. My group members are Muskan Mulchandani, Pratham Bhatnagar and Yati Garg. What is learning? Learning is a permanent change in a behavior due to direct or indirect experience, and it is a modification of behavior through practices, training and experiment. Now let's talk about the importance of learning. The first importance of learning is it helps in understanding and predicting the human behavior as we know, in the organization there are different roles, skill and knowledge that all are obtained through learning. Learning is essential because it helps us to understand how other people in the organization behave. It is equally important to middle level and the operating level employees. Now, second importance is it helps to manage diversity. Diversity in terms of human resources is gender, background, social economic, national culture and physical abilities and the level of skills and knowledge, etc. The issues of diversity also emerge as legal and the political concern. Such type of diversity in the people at the workplace can create a difference in their need and attitude and the motivation level towards the organization. Such types of diversity are most essential to manage because it increases the productivity of the employee or for the organization. For this, learning is initiated through the manager and as well as worker through the training process. Now, the third importance of learning is it helps to adapt changing technology. Frequently changing technology has changed the pattern of industrial relations. These are the source of resistivity to change while working in a new technology. Learning is important to manage the knowledge workers, computer programmer, computer scientist and other professional workers in organizational settings. Learning increases the level of confidence in employee to adapt the changes appropriately. Now, fourth important point is help to maintain TQM. Involvement of the people concerned with the quality management is necessary for the implementation of TQM. In this, the process of the role of the leader should be dominant to the involve the employee and increase their commitment for their work. Dimensions such as leadership, behavior, workplace decentralization, group dynamics, empowerment, communication and interpersonal relation are to be properly implemented for the successful TQM. The last important point of the importance of learning is it facilitates the organizational change and development. Learning enhances the organizational change and development. Such change leads to manager to develop organization process. Change in the technical areas have changed the job responsibility and authorities in the transportation and telecommunication sector. Learning and understanding helps manager to enhance the commitment. Now, next slides will be continued by the.
I am Yati Garg. Now I am talking about characteristics of learning. First, learning involves changes. It is a reconstruction combined thinking, skills, information and appropriation in a single unity process. Next, all learning involves activities. These activities involve either physical or mental activity. They may be simple mental activities of complex involving various muscles, bones, etc. So the mental activities may be very simple. One or two activities of mind of complex which involves higher mental activities. Next, learning requires interaction. At the time of learning, the individual is constantly interacting with the influence by the environment. This experience makes him changes or modify his behavior to deal effective with it. Next, constituent to learning. To constituent learning, the change should be permanent. Temporary changes may be only reflective and fail to represent any learning. Next, learning is a lifelong process. As we know, learning is a lifelong process of gaining and using the information presented to a person. It is not a statistics. A person never stop acquiring new information. It keeps a person's mind active and aware, but also conscious of the world around them. Next, learning occurs randomly throughout life. Some learning occurs throughout life from new experience, gaining information and from our perceptions. For example, reading a newspaper, watching a new broadcast, talking with friends or colleagues, change, meeting and unexpected experience. Next, learning involves problem solving. Learning involves problem solving, that is understanding and discover relation between different content in a situation. Next, learning is a process of acquiring information. Learning is a process of acquiring information, knowledge, wisdom and skills. It occurs as a result of interaction with person's environment. Next, learning involves far more than thinking. Learning is involve far more than thinking. It involves the whole personality, senses, feeling, initiation, beliefs, values, and wills. And last but not least, experience is necessary for learning. Some sort of experience is necessary for learning. We can get the experience from direct observation or from formal approaches to learning, such as training, mentoring, coaching, and teaching. Learning is more or less the acquisition of new discourse, a new way of speaking, acting, interacting, looking at the world, and knowing.
My name is Muskan Mulchandani. Let us discuss the types of learning theory. Following are the types of learning theory: classical conditioning, operant conditioning, social learning theory. The first one is classical conditioning. Classical conditioning is a type of learning where the conditioned stimulus is associated with unrelated unconditioned stimulus in order to produce a behavior called conditioned response. This experiment was firstly performed by Russian physiologist Ivan Pavlov in 1900 in order to know the response of how dog salivates at the sound of a ringing bell. At step 1, Pavlov presented a piece of a meat, that is unconditioned response to the dog, in order to which dog responded by salivating. The next, by the process of pairing, Pavlov presented meat along with the ringing of the bell, to which the dog responded salivating. The next step, this process kept on repeating. After some time, Pavlov presented the ringing of the bell but did not present the piece of a meat, to which the dog responded anyway, because it had learned to respond at the sound of the ringing bell. Here, the bell is conditioned stimulus, salivating in conditioned response. Association is called conditioned because the dog don't salivate usually at the sound of a ringing bell. The second conditioning is operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is a conditioning where a behavior is followed by positive reinforcements or punishment. The behavior that is likely to be performed or not totally depends upon the types of reinforcement we are offering. The behavior that leads to positive reinforcements or rewards is likely to be performed more, whereas the behavior that leads to no positive reinforcement or no reward or punishment is less likely to be performed. Further slides would be concluded by Pratham Bhatnagar.
My name is Pratham Bhatnagar and we're now talking about social learning theory. So the Bhadra social learning theory posits that people learn from one another via observation, imitations and modeling. First, talking about the theory has often been called bridge between behaviorist and cognitive learning theories because it encompasses attentions, memory and motivations. And the second point is social learning theory explain human behavior in terms continue practical interpretation between concrete behavioral and environment influences. The social learning theory posits that people learn from one another via observations, imitations, and modelings. Now we're talking about the models of observation learning. First, a live model, second, a verbal instruction model, and the third and the last is symbolic model. Now we're talking about in conclusion. The conclusion learning process is acquiring knowledge, skills, or techniques through the experience, practice, instructions. It changes behavior of individuals more permanently. Manage in organizations concerned regarding in tendency of individual for learning new knowledge and skills so that they can easily accept and change in organizations. It can be planned or unplanned, productivity, probability, quality of the work life, modified attitude, acceptable behavior regarding to change, etc. Our conscience of learning is ensured that employee behave, react, response positively and more firmly as per expectations. Thank you so much.